So, massive news out of the Indycar world yesterday. Team Penske has just made a shocking decision to fire 3 of its most senior executives, including team president Tim Cindric. Now, this all comes in the wake of a major rules breach discovered days before the 500. So let's break it down. Penske was caught violating IndyCar regulations by making illegal modifications to the rear attenuators on the cars of Joseph Newgarden and Will Power. These modifications weren't just minor tweaks, though. They could have provided a serious aerodynamic advantage, especially on a track like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Once it was discovered, IndyCar officials handed out swift and harsh penalties. Both drivers were forced to start at the back of the grid for the 500, and it's a huge setback for any team, and especially a powerhouse like Penske. But that's not where the story ends. In a move that shocked both insiders and fans, Penske Corporation announced that it had terminated President Tim Cindric, Managing Director Ron Rosowski, and longtime strategist and general manager Kyle Moyer. These aren't mid-level employees, these are pillars of the team, with Cindric in particular having worked alongside Roger Penske for decades. If you're a fan of motorsport, you have likely seen him on the pit wall countless of times. So, why were they fired? Well, according to multiple reports, the internal investigation found these 3 had direct knowledge of the illegal modifications. Whether they orchestrated it or just allowed it to happen under their watch, either way, it was the violation of trust and team integrity. And Roger Penske made it clear that no one is above the rules. So let's talk about what could be the fallout of this. Because this is bigger than just a couple of guys losing their jobs, this is about trust, credibility, and the public image of one of the most respected organizations in American automobile racing. Now remember, Roger Penske doesn't just own the team, he owns the IndyCar series itself and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That means any controversy surrounding Penske racing has wide-reaching implications for the entire sport. Now, fans and rival teams are raising concerns. Is there a conflict of interest? Are penalties handed out fairly when the team in question is owned by the same person who runs the series? Now, to Penske's credit, this move to fire senior executives sends a strong message. It does. It's a clear statement that cheating will not be tolerated even at the highest level of the organization. But this isn't the first time Team Penske has been under scrutiny. In fact, just last year, there were rumors and whispers of irregularities during post-race inspections. Nothing was confirmed, but enough to make people raise eyebrows. And with the second scandal in 2 years, people are starting to wonder, is this part of a pattern? Has a win-at-all-costs mentality crept into a team that once prided itself on doing things by the book? Or is it the growing pains of trying to remain competitive in an increasingly tight field? So, what's next for Team Penske? Well, in the short term, they'll be racing in the 500 without their usual leadership structure. And with 2 of the top drivers starting from the back, it's not really an ideal spot to begin with. Long term, they'll likely undergo a total restructure behind the scenes, so expect to see new faces on the pit wall and possibly a much more transparent or internal process for how race days decisions are made. But the bigger question is, can they rebuild the public's trust? Like I said, this is one of the biggest shakeups in modern IndyCar history. I think whether you are a Penske fan or not, it's a reminder that in motorsports, ethics and engineering walk a fine line. And like they say, if you're not cheating in racing, you're not trying hard enough. So let me know in the comments below, do you guys think the firing was justified? Was the punishment too light, or was it just right? That's all for now, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.